What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to the Crypto Catch Up. Of course, your number one place to catch up on crypto. Now, guys, look, this video is going to be a little bit more of a conversation, and I really, more than anything, want your thoughts down in the comments below, because what we're seeing in this crypto market right now feels extremely obvious to me. It seems so clear that I'm almost starting to question if it's so obvious that I might even be wrong. That's how obvious it is to me. And so the sole intention of today's video is to talk about why I think this is obvious, what my thoughts are, what I'm doing, and then to get your opinion down in the comments below as to what you think and how do you feel. So maybe one of you can either reshape my opinion or confirm it or just something, okay? I just feel like I want to kind of just express this and talk about this, okay? So with that in mind, guys, let's catch up on crypto. And don't forget, guys, if you do sign up and want to start trading some crypto over on Margex, down in the description below, you can trade on up to 100x leverage without needing the KYC, meaning you don't need to give them your personal information. And of course, you don't need a VPN. You can just sign up, start trading. You're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses and access to a $500,000 KASPA airdrop. So go get that, of course, down in the description below. And also don't forget, guys, I did recently just start a Patreon. So if you do, of course, want to see my trades, my portfolio additions, daily technical analysis, daily fundamental analysis, we got a newsletter going out every day. I got research, tutorials, guides, all types of stuff. Go check that out down there as well. Now, let's talk about what I'm talking about, okay? So what I'm talking about today is I believe that it's obvious that crypto is going to head back up toward, or Bitcoin specifically, is going to head back up towards 70, 75,000, maybe even push past that, and that this bull market is going to continue, and it might happen even within the next 3 to 4 months. And it feels obvious to me that that's going to happen. Now, the issue that I have with that is, and I'm going to show you why, okay? But the issue that I have with that is oftentimes when something seems so clear to me, like it's so obvious that it's going to happen, oftentimes it goes in the opposite direction. But the issue with that thought process is that everyone is so scared right now that I feel like I might be one of the only ones who thinks that's going to happen. So it's like, okay, maybe it's obvious to me, but then it's not obvious to everyone else. So if it's not obvious to everyone else, then does that mean that it's going to happen how I think it's going to happen? And it's just weird little mind F that is happening right now where I'm just like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's like I have so much conviction. It's so clear. It's so obvious. I'm going to share it with you guys and get your opinion. Okay, here's a couple of the main reasons why it seems so obvious to me. Now, the very first thing is just from a technical perspective, what Bitcoin's price is doing. And I'm talking about Bitcoin because, guys, we are still in Bitcoin season. If I do pull up the altcoin season index, give me one sec here. I mean, you guys can rather clearly see. Okay, we are at a 33. It's not altcoin season. We're not even close to altcoin season. We are still in Bitcoin season. Now, we've been deeper into Bitcoin season, but we're still in Bitcoin season, okay? And what that means is that Bitcoin is going to lead the market. And so, of course, what Bitcoin does, likely the rest of the market's going to do. And that's why it's important to pay attention to Bitcoin. Now, when I am paying attention to Bitcoin's price, I'm noticing just a couple clear things, okay? Clear thing number one is that Bitcoin isn't what many people consider to be a continuation pattern. And what that looks like is, of course, Bitcoin putting in a move to the upside, consistent lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, in a channel which oftentimes does either maybe fake out and then break out, or quite simply just break out to the upside. Oftentimes this is what this looks like. This is typically a continuation pattern. And you can go look back throughout the course of history, and in moments like this, when we put in descending wedges at the top of these macro structures, they almost always will lead to, of course, continuations to the upside. So from this perspective, from a structural perspective right now, pretty clear. From more of a Fibonacci-based perspective, you can see that Bitcoin is still holding support on top of this 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone that was created from our most recent all-time high all the way down to this bear market low. And in instances like this, you have to remember, when you can clear the 618 to 786 box, it oftentimes leads to a move to your upwards Fibonacci extension zones, which quite simply in this case just mean that once we cleared this zone between $38,000 and $49,000, it opened up the door for Bitcoin to not only surpass $68,000, but to typically push even higher towards $102,000 based off of 1.272 Fibonacci extension. You can see we had a little struggle right here for a while we were in it, but once we pushed past it, we stayed above it and we held support at it the last time that we hit it. And so oftentimes, again, when we see a move of this nature, when we see a move of the holding on top of a Fibonacci zone, it's often a very good sign. If we do look at something like our buy and sell zones, what you can start to see is that for the very first time ever since the bull market or the bear market really was about to end right here, we got a buy zone going off, a daily buy zone. Remember, the last time the daily buy zones went off was whenever Bitcoin was at freaking $19,000. And what you can see here is now that we are getting towards the bottom side of the structure, we are getting our green boxes, buy zone, buy zone, buy zone. We do have the label buy zone, and we have a green box printing as well, saying, listen, as we're towards the bottom side of this is a buy zone. Remember, the last time this happened, Bitcoin went from freaking 19,000 to 70,000. And so from a technical perspective, all roads lead to Bitcoin doing that. Now, am I saying it's going to happen right now? No, absolutely not. I think that there's still a chance that we even come back down towards $49,000 one time. I'm not saying in the short term we are going to make this move. I'm just saying over the long term we're going to make this move. Now, a couple more things. From a liquidity basis, if we do look at where liquidations are going to happen currently, there's three major liquidation zones. One is currently sat at 70,000. One is then set at about 72,500, and one is set much lower at 34,000. And my thing is, sure, there are liquidations down here, but realistically, in the year of a halving, which is historically a great year, in going into quarter 4 and quarter 1 coming up next, which is the next 6 months, what is more likely? Bitcoin to make a move from the current 57,000 up to $70,000 to $72,000 to hit this mass liquidation, or for it to continue lower, start losing the ability to liquidate people because there are not a lot of liquidations, meaning there's not going to be some type of long squeeze that happens as the price goes down, and it magically hits 34,000, although we are seeing many of these major companies, ETFs, BlackRocks, etc., kind of in control of the market right now because they have so much inflows. What's more likely? It's way more likely that Bitcoin makes a move to the upside. Now, if we do look at something, again, what months are we going into? October, November, December, January, February, March. Those are the next 6 months coming up. You have quarter 4. Quarter 4 is historically the most bullish quarter in crypto. You know what's the second most bullish quarter in crypto? Quarter 1. And so to me, it's like, okay, well, we're going into the 2 most bullish quarters in the world of crypto right now in like 2 weeks. That's on the way. Well, you may say, well, Tyler, there's the presidential elections. Okay, answer me this. What's going to happen? Realistically, what's going to happen? Trump is either Trump's going to win and crypto's going to be bullish as shit because that's just what's going to happen, or Kamala Harris is going to win and her policies may even be more bullish than Joe Biden's were, even though they don't technically have their own policies on crypto for the most part, but you get what I mean. The administration under Kamala Harris is basically going to be the same as it was under Joe Biden, but they recognize the impact that the crypto world can make, and they're even trying to appeal to it. So in my mind, their administration would be a little bit more appealing to the world of crypto, meaning that where we're at right now is either not really going to change or just get a little bit better if she gets elected, or it's going to get way better if Trump gets elected. Where's the downside? Okay, you might say, well, they're going to drop interest rate hikes, or they're going to start dropping interest rates. And when they drop interest rates, historically, that does lead to a crash in the markets. Sure, that is true, but that's the stock market. The stock market is valued based on earnings. Earnings go down during recessions. Recessions happen as a result of economic struggle and things of that nature, which is historically when interest rate hikes, when interest rates start going down. Okay, that's how you value stocks. The economy starts doing bad. They have to start lowering interest rates because the economy is doing bad. Because the economy is doing bad, companies are making less money. So whenever they start lowering interest rates, it's the same time that stocks start doing less because earnings are doing worse. It's not directly correlated. It's not like, oh, interest rate hikes make their prices for stocks go down. No, it's direct correlation as a result of the same input. That's not crypto. Crypto doesn't get valued based off earnings. There are no earnings for the most part that are important. And so in my brain, what's going to stop it? Like, I just can't wrap my mind around what's going to stop it. Oh, Tyler, there's a war going on. The war's in a better spot right now than it was a year ago. No, not particularly. 8 months ago. That's where I'm at. And so to me, it's so obvious. And I'm just going to lay it there. Where am I wrong? I guess that's just what I want to know. Where am I wrong? Where is my bullish conviction wrong? Please, someone tell me, because I just don't know. Because at the end of the day, everyone is just scared, it seems. We have spent in the last month 26 days in fear, and prior to that, we spent another like 20 days in fear. In the last year, we have spent 48 days in fear, and we spent most of that in the last 2 months. And I'm just wondering, what the fuck is everyone so scared about? I just don't get it. So if everyone is so scared right now, but I think it's so obvious that this market's going to go up, what happens? I don't know. That's what I can't figure out. Okay, so sorry for the tangent. I just woke up this morning and I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, this shit's so obvious to me. Where am I wrong at? So please just let me know. Especially if you're scared. If you're fearful in this market, what are you scared of? What truly are you scared of, and what would stop this market from going upwards? Let's have a conversation down in the comments below. Thank you all for tuning into the Crypto Catch Up, and I can't wait to catch up with you all next time. Peace out, everybody.